All right, guys, everybody goes and plans for an awesome weekend ride, but wouldn't it suck to just spend your entire weekend trying to get yourself off a trail after something breaks? So having the right tools, knowing your weak points of your machine is gonna help you prepare yourself before you ever hit the trailhead. Having the right tools and the right education helps in any of those trail recovery situations you might run into. Whether it's toolkits or knowing your machine weak points, we can help you out and we carry all of that. Just click the link below to get the tools you need for your machine. Knowing your weak points is probably the biggest piece of advice that I could give to anybody before you go ride. So there are natural weak points that manufacturers build into their machines. The first one we're gonna talk about is the belt. So I'm sorry for all you Honda Talon and Mavar guys, this one doesn't apply to you. You guys don't have belts in your machines, but a lot of us do. So for example, I have a Turbo S. My belt is located behind a clutch cover. So I not only need tools to change my belt, as well as a spare belt, but I also need the tools to be able to take off my clutch cover. So I carry personally an assault toolkit. It's got a little bit of everything in there, pretty much everything that I need to work on. There's a couple of things that I add to it, as well as some impacts, because I'm not that hand wrenching kind of guy. I like things to go a little bit faster. But 90% of the situations you run into, this has got the tool in there that you need. So changing a belt, just like I said, make sure you got machine specific tools. So like I said, I have a Turbo S. This is my Polaris Turbo clutch belt tool. There's Kawasaki tools, there's Polaris non-turbo tools, there's Can-Am X3 tools. So making sure you have the right tool you need for your machine also helps in this situation. But don't forget, the most important tool is also having a winch that can help you in tons of different situations like the next ones I'm about to talk about. All right, the next weak point I want to talk about are ball joints. So super common thing to break, but not only does every machine have a different ball joint, but there's also different types of ball joints out there. So like I said, I have a Turbo S. This is the type of ball joint that would have been found OEM, right? A pressable ball joint. But if I break a ball joint like this, my only option is to replace it on the trail, which means I have to press a new ball joint into my arm. So I need the right tools to do that, right? So I have actually upgraded to a Keller ball joint. Obviously you can see this one's a lot beefier of a ball joint, a little less complicated honestly to change out. So all these pieces come apart, but the part I'm gonna break is actually the pin. So instead of carrying a whole nother ball joint as well as the tool to press it out, all I have to carry is a pin kit and the right tools to do the job. So the last important tool in any ball joint situation would be that winch. Pulling a machine over to the side, relieving that pressure off of that corner to allow you to get to that ball joint to replace it is essential. So having the right tools, having the right ball joints, and having a winch. Axles, another weak point. But what I find a lot of people do is they upgrade their axles so much that it moves the weak point away from the axles. So the one that I run is the Rhino 2.0. It's better than OEM, but it's not like your X300 or your extreme heavy duty Demons either that move your weak point to like your transmissions or differentials. I can swap out an axle on a trail a lot easier than I can swap out a differential or transmission. So again, knowing your weak points is key to having the right tools. So for me to change an axle, pretty simple. All I need is my axle, my winch to pull that machine over and get the weight off that corner, the right tools to take my tire off. The only one thing that I do have to add is a 27mm socket because the castle nut on the axle is bigger than what comes in my assault toolkit. And then I always recommend having a little bottle or even little packets of anti-seize. I'll tell you right now on a side note that if you've never anti-seized your axles or your axles are in from OEM, do yourself a favor in your garage, pull your axles out, anti-seize them, put them back in so you're not spending all day trying to pull an axle out of a transmission or diff. But changing an axle, super easy thing to do as long as you're prepared for it. All right, so luck favors the prepared, but flat tire is something that we not only encounter on the trail, but maybe off the trail too every once in a while. So for me, I don't personally carry a spare tire on my machine. I carry it in my trailer. The only reason why I'm confident to do that is because I run beadlock wheels and my tires are physically bolted to the wheel itself. Therefore, I can limp myself back to my truck to put on my spare. But if you do carry a spare, you also want to be sure of a few things. First is your lug nut. So a stock lug nut, so for example, a Polaris has a 19mm socket, but any aftermarket wheel typically carries spline lug nuts, which you're gonna need a key to put on a spline lug nut. Other situations that might arise are your spare tire carrier. I've seen a lot of nuts that hold on your spare to your spare tire carrier that need a thinner walled socket. So before you head out, make sure you can actually take your spare off. Nothing worse than needing it and not being able to remove it from your machine to put it on to get you off the trail. So in any of these situations, again, a winch to pull it to the side to alleviate pressure off of that corner of the tire you're changing is also a must. All right, the next big point we're gonna talk about are tie rods. So there are certain things you can and cannot do with certain types of tie rods. Again, something that's also very machine specific. So you can't just go buy any tie rod and expect it to work on your machine. Right here, I have a stock tie rod. And so you can see the difference between this and this one. Obviously built a whole lot different, but a stock tie rod braking, whether you're going to carry like an extra inner or outer, depending on which part breaks, a whole nother tie rod to swap it out for, those are all options. Or I've seen some very creative options of even going as far as to take one of those wrenches out of that assault toolkit and zip tying the two broken pieces together to limp yourself off a trail. But obviously steering is very important. So when you lose a tie rod, you lose your steering. For me personally, identifying my weak points, I actually have the upgraded Sandcraft steering stabilizer, which comes with like the beefy tie rods like this. So for me, the chance of me snapping a tie rod is very slim to none because my weak point of this system is a spindle bolt that goes into my carrier from the tie rod. This is what breaks under too much pressure, and I can swap this out in about 10 minutes on the trail. So for me, it's carrying extra sets of these, and I don't have to mess with the whole tie rod kit. So setting up your tie rods to be beefed up, getting the right tools you need to swap them out on the trail is what's gonna get you home. Every situation still requires the use of a winch. So getting a winch to pull you to the side to alleviate pressure off that front corner you're swapping out a tie rod or a spindle bolt on is also very essential. All right, weak point in the rear. So we talked about tie rods being your weak point in the front. Now we're gonna move to the rear of the machine and talk radius rods. So if you bend or break a radius rod, it is gonna be very difficult to limp yourself off, if not impossible. So right here I have a 64-inch Polaris stock radius rod. As you can see, almost pencil thin, pretty easy to bend. Any aftermarket radius rod should beef you up. For example, the Zebras, billet aluminum, nice lightweight, which I've also twisted before. And then CA Tech, in my opinion, is some of the most beefiest tie rods, or excuse me, radius rods out there. And I've yet to break these ones. But one thing I do carry just in case that event happens where I do bend or break one, I carry a piece of chain. So obviously nice and condensed, fits in my tool bag very easily. And what it allows me to do is to take that radius rod off and go bolt to bolt and create myself a radius rod that's gonna keep the camber of my tire in to allow me to get off the trail. I can tell you, I've put a chain through some pretty gnarly obstacles and it's held really good. So one of those pieces of equipment to add to your toolkit, a piece of chain. So we've talked about a number of different weak points and the advantage of knowing the weak points of your machine. However, there's still situations out there that might arise where, you know what, you're SOL, shit out of luck, where you know, if you blow a hole in your transmission, you completely rip off a corner of your machine, your shock comes apart. I've seen that one before. So there's certain instances that your only option is to drag the machine off. So the last couple things that I might recommend for a toolkit, and especially in a trail recovery situation, would be tow ropes and ratchet straps. So, you know, I keep these in my truck all the time anyway, just because of just driving around. So I can always get myself back to the truck or use a workable buggy to get back to my truck to grab these things if need be. But there are situations where, you know, you have to tie up a corner and a ratchet strap comes in handy to keep it off the ground, tow ropes to drag something out with a blown up transmission. But keeping in mind that there's those situations where, you know, you could be as prepared as you want and it's still gonna throw you through a loop. So like I said, luck favors the prepared, so be prepared the right way. Click the link below and get any and all of the stuff that I talked about today in our shop.sidebysidefury.com online store, and make sure you're prepared before you go out next time.